Hello, friends and family. Thank you so much for joining me again. We're going to continue reading through Ernest from Earth. Pull my bookmark out here, and if you're watching the video, you can see I like to use my daughter Claire's drawings as a bookmark. This is one of many fantastic drawings she has given to me, and if you watch the videos of these things, you may see some of her artwork on my arm. One of my arms is adorned with tattoos by her design, a bunch of pictures and notes that she has given to me throughout the years. So as we're looking at some of the stuff I have created, just sharing some of my very favorite creations, some of the artwork from my daughter. But now, we'll get into chapter 3. Ernest? Ernest! The inquiry echoed down the hallway as Ernest crammed a few last-minute items into his backpack. Ernest smiled often, and he possessed a broad, toothy grin that greeted his mother as he noticed her in the hallway. "In here, Mom," Ernest replied. Gwendolyn Emeka, Ernest's mother, was tall, thin, and elegant, with dark hair and narrow almond-shaped eyes. Her features were pointed, but her voice was soft and warm. She walked with a measured grace and paused to lean against the door frame. She smiled as she watched her son scramble about the room gathering essentials. Ernest quickly shoved 2 baseball gloves, a baseball, and a pocket knife into an old backpack. His mother quietly admired Ernest for a few moments. "We better get moving," Mrs. Emeka said, as she entered the room and placed her hand on Ernest's shoulder. Ernest quickly zipped his bag and leaned into his mother, slinging his arm around her waist for a bit of a side hug. Ernest's mother pulled him in for an appreciative squeeze, and they exited the room together. Ernest's father and sister were already loaded into the vehicle by the time Ernest opened the door to the old Star Cruiser 7. The Star Cruiser was a popular family vehicle advertised to take a family from the corner grocery store to galaxies beyond and everywhere in between. There was something about families taking weekend trips across the galaxy that seemed to ignite a sense of nostalgia. As such, many family spacecrafts resembled automobiles of the mid-20th century. The exterior of the Star Cruiser 7 had the look and feel of a classic 1960s American station wagon, but the interior was divided into 4 quadrants, with a control panel and scientific instruments at the fingertips of each passenger. "It's about time," came the sharp welcome from Ernest's 6-year-old sister Tamara, as Ernest entered the family automobile. Tamara had the same complexion and pointed features of her mother, but her hair fell about her head in thick, loose waves. Tamara was strong-willed and outspoken, making her voice heard whenever opportunity allowed. "Almost died of boredom waiting for you," Tamara continued, throwing her head back in faux exhaustion. "Real funny," Ernest said with a chuckle, lunging across the back seat and wrapping his sister in a playful headlock. Tamara tussled with her brother and laughed wildly. "All right, that's enough," was the response from the driver's seat. Ernest and Tamara's father, David Emeka, wheeled around, craning his neck to feign a harsh look that quickly faded into a smile. That was his way, more silly than stern. "We ready or what?" Mr. Emeka asked with playful enthusiasm, as Mrs. Emeka entered the vehicle. The children settled themselves, giggled, and confirmed their eagerness to begin the trip. Ernest and his family were taking a weekend excursion to one of the parks established on Tremulac 5, a life-filled early development planet in a galaxy far from Earth's solar system. Ernest's family spent many weekends exploring the far reaches of space, and the children were always elated by the prospect of another adventure. "Well then, let's go," declared their father, as he pulled the Star Cruiser out of the garage and into the street. The family drove down their quiet lane for a few moments before the family wagon rose from the street and zoomed toward the stars. That is the third chapter of Ernest from Earth. We'll be back with another video and audio discussing this chapter. Until then, much love.